Too.
We are live. I woke up at like noon with a really bad stomach ache and then went back to sleep until like 20 minutes ago. So I'm feeling better now, but had a rough morning. And happy that JungleBri is here to join us. Max is nerding out about his DeFi stuff as usual, but
yeah, explain what's going on, Max. I wanna understand what you're excited about a little better.
Oh man, I like to do DeFi stuff, and I'm doing like there's a couple things I was into that kind of had their moment in the sun today. Like one of them is it's like a DEX called Solid Lizard.
This is an amazing name,
right? And the token is SLiz or Sliz.
So, oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
so
perfect.
They have this DEX similar to like Taco Swap or something, right? Where you know how like on Taco Swap you can provide liquidity into those pools to earn like whatever their incentives, and those incentives are being provided by like the teams whose pools those are, right? Generally speaking, as far as Taco Swap goes.
Okay.
So it's like a similar concept where it's like a DEX. You can supply liquidity to pools, but instead of the people trading on the DEX paying like the trader fees to the liquidity provider directly, those fees get paid to the Sliz token holder who is voting for incentives to these pools.
Okay.
And then the incentives are what the liquidity providers are paid. So basically you can like go to a pool like that and supply liquidity in tokens like Ethereum and USDT, which are like, you know, two pretty blue chip, like a major stable coin and Ethereum token.
Right.
Those two are now in a liquidity pool and, you know, exposed to all the risk involved with liquidity pooling two assets into a V2 style pool. But because they're both, you know, assets you might not feel too uncomfortable holding, not too bad, then you could stake that liquidity for this like token in this. Oh man,
it's so deep. This is a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, because then you get paid in Sliz token for supplying liquidity to the DEX, and the liquidity now, you know, in the example is USDT and ETH, and then you use the Sliz token. You stake it and you have to lock it. It locks it to an NFT basically. Yeah, it's really fun.
I didn't buy Sliz because Sliz is just too embarrassing of a name of something to lose money on. Like if you win, it's good. But if you lose money on Sliz, then you have to tell people you lost money buying something called Sliz. So that's why I was out.
Oh God, I lost so much Sliz this morning. Having a rough day. Yeah.
But
it does
you
sound funny.
use this Sliz. You use it, you lock it into these NFTs, and you use the NFTs to vote on which pools get the incentives, and then in exchange for voting, you get the trading fees from that pool.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like being on the board of a stock in a way.
Yeah,
like because you have a small level of input and control over essentially a stock that you're invested in.
Yeah, it's basically you decide how the token distribution happens, and every week 15 million new Sliz tokens. And so, you know, you get to decide which pool gets them if you own the token. And then the token itself went up like 55% in the last like 4 hours.
Nice.
So
we lost Sully.
He lost me, and I kind of understand what you're talking about normally.
Yeah, there's some familiar faces in the chat I'm seeing. What's up, everybody? Pop Paragon, Eric Yo, Sully, Jessup MJ.
I also got to say, JungleBri is putting our backdrops to shame. Like my wall looks horrible compared to what's going on behind you.
I know. I actually didn't ask if Eddie Murphy could join us today, but
I want to make you big for a second just so people can see better. But is that Raiders of the Lost Ark? And what's underneath it? Is that another comic?
That's a Tigra. That's like a Marvel Tigra action figure. I walked past it like 3 times in my local comic book shop, and I was like, it caught my eye every time, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy it this time because it just is beautiful. And it was on sale the day I decided to buy it, so that was cool. And then, yeah, we got a throwback like original Raiders of the Lost Ark comic. It's not valuable at all. It just looks really cool on display. And then on this side here, we've got Black Panther. I'm a big Black Panther fan. Eddie Murphy's my favorite actor. And then a bunch of this stuff because I used to work at Funko for a couple years.
Is that like a Deadpool dinosaur?
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
This
That's
thing
cool.
is sick. Look at that.
That's super cool.
Isn't that awesome? It's probably my favorite Deadpool figure. But
I also like the foliage. You got a nice setup going.
Oh yeah, I mean JungleBri, you gotta live up to the name.
Yeah,
right?
there you go. Yeah, living up to it big time. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
This
sure.
CS Sully's right. This is the easiest thing to understand about my excitement. It was 55% up this token that I had fucking around with.
I mean, you start saying the number 5, you just say 5 and Sully perks up. So it's his favorite number. It gets his attention every time.
There's 2 5s in that number, so he was especially
Very
excited by it.
Yeah, 100%.
Why is 5 such a resonating number for him? Is there like a?
I can't remember the story. I think he's told me. Do you got a Cliff Notes version you can drop in chat, Sully?
I feel like
About
everybody's
why
got
the
numbers
number
they like. Like, don't you have mint numbers you search after, like specific numbers that
Absolutely.
you
Yeah,
just
I'm a number
enjoy?
14 guy.
I like
Oh,
2s.
14.
I like 2 and then 22. But then
Okay.
like I'm also a fan of 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4. Like
Those are
any
just
number
like
where-
aesthetically pleasing numbers to look
yeah, like
at.
I enjoy
Yeah.
when it's the same number in sequences, which obviously mint 1 is 1 1, but that everybody wants that one, so that's not the easy one to go find.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. What about you,
22
Max? You
is
got a
one.
number?
I go for 42 a lot. Just like
Oh, it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
yeah, I like that one. When I see
Nice.
a 42, I'm like, oh, I'm going for that. I like that. And then I'll do like 13s in the horror collections. I go for number 13. But then I feel like that's not really
Smart.
everyone is doing that, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's a niche enough idea that you can scoop up some of those before someone else thinks of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Depends.
guess that's
Ultra rare
I was-
fans, like specifically the collection of ultra rare, that's where we learned it from. Is mint 13s they value like
Oh,
I have a
about the
bunch
same
of
as mint
ultra rare
1. It's like mint
That's
1,
cool.
13, and then mint 66 and mint 666 are their chase mints. So
That
like
makes
different
sense.
collections sometimes.
I like how
have.
different collections have that. Like for people that collect my
Yeah.
stuff, they know if they pull a 14 that they can, get one over on me on a trade because I'm gonna want it. Or
Oh.
like if you pull a 5 out of Sully's collection, you may, sometimes we save them for ourselves, right? As artists and creators, I'll give myself the 14. But for like rare stuff, it doesn't feel as above board to give myself the 14 when
Yeah.
there's only 14 of something. And so like, yeah, so we don't always save those ones, but the less rare stuff, I usually just keep the 14 for myself. But every now and
I
then,
feel like ours are like 69 and 420. Those are neon space numbers. Those
Dude,
are pretty
I got-
general, but those are chase mints and neon
They're pretty
space.
I got myself the
I'm also-
number 420. I went and looked at Two Food Skunky Chunks. I think everyone here knows Skunky Chunks. I went and looked at their his oldest template, his very first template on Atomic Hub, and I went to see if there's anything available on the market, and I bought the number 420 of his first template in the aftermarket.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
hell
also
yeah.
like a weed themed collection.
Yeah,
so that seems
exactly.
like it's especially cool.
It's very cool.
Definitely.
So what did
I'm
you
also-
do for
mints.
Funko? You said you worked for Funko. I was curious what you did for them.
Yeah, I was a graphic designer there. I was a presentation specialist technically. So, but I did some work on like social media graphics and things like that. So, excuse me. Yeah, just designing any type of graphics or images that they needed. Illustrator is my thing. I love working in Adobe Illustrator. I feel very happy and confident in there. But mostly I was doing presentation work. So they would give me an ugly, horrible, terrible looking PowerPoint presentation, and I would make it look awesome and take all the data they want and make it presentable and just turn this like gobbledygook into something digestible that they could proudly present to like a partner like Nike or, I did a lot of stuff for like huge partners, and it was really fun. It was a really fun job. I worked for the marketing team for most of my time there, and that first stint before COVID was probably the best time I've ever had working for any company. It was awesome.
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool that there's like a whole like design side of like marketing that isn't really like facing the public, where it's like, oh yeah, you make all these graphics
Yeah.
for a meeting with the partners.
Yeah, imagine
Yeah.
sitting down to try to sign Nike as a partner, and you've got like a PowerPoint that Joe Schmo put together. It's not the vibe.
There's definitely like my buddy, he got paid to he wrote scripts for puppet videos for Microsoft for training their employees about stuff. So it's like comedy videos
Oh.
to make the training videos better. And he's a comedian. So, but like,
That's
he's like,
awesome.
nobody can ever see these unless you work internally for Microsoft. So people like
That's
that,
so
like, no,
cool.
like, yeah, like
Yeah.
there's, it's definitely cool that you can like have kind of creative jobs that work in the more like business side of things. But like
Yeah.
the fact that you can find creative work within the kind of technical stuff is really cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a cool opportunity, and I loved it. I wonder if your buddy's videos are still being used, because he should reach out, and if they're not, then he can be like, "Can I post these now? Like, can I share
I'm not,
this?"
I'm not sure.
Right.
There's a couple of years ago that he wrote them, so I
Yeah.
don't know if they're still using them, but
That kind of stuff tends to live on. I bet they are.
Yeah.
But hey,
so how did
Priscilla's
you
here. What's up, Priscilla?
find wax? Yeah, also shout out Valor and Vellum for
That's an awesome question. So Sully, I have him to thank. So I've been an artist forever, and so eventually when I was working for myself again after the Funko laid a ton of people off, he was like, Sully started to get into this, and he was designing things, and he designed his hoot, and he had some like really early NFTs and stuff that he got in on, or that he created for his stream, because he was streaming back on Mixer at that point. And then he decided to create stickers for his followers and stuff, and just kind of build this collector, Nerds Unite relationship with everybody that he's all about. And so that got him into it. And he's the type to like really focus and learn something if he wants to. And so he did his due diligence. He learned about wax. He learned about NFTs, how to create them and how to sell them and how it all works. And so he got in on early on before I did. And then it came time for me to almost a year now. It'll be a year, May 2nd, for my first NFT drop. But eventually he was like, I could show you. I'll share my screen and let me bring it up, and then I'll show you. But yeah, so he was instrumental in just being like, "Yo, you're an artist. What are you doing? Like, let's go. You this is perfect for you." And I was like, "Okay." I didn't fight him too much on it. It was like this. Yeah, I mean, the overhead on NFTs is next to nothing, and it's a fun way to get your art into the hands of collectors and fellow fellow collectors and fans and stuff. And so here, let me sort.
I think it's super cool though that like Sully's willing to guide you, and like having someone like that is super important, because like this stuff isn't super intuitive for artists. Like you have to be technical minded to be able to understand how to mint stuff on the blockchain, and it's really intimidating if you're just like, you didn't meet someone that explaining how to do it. So we definitely 100%. Had some guidance when we got in. We asked for help, and we're lucky that like people in the wax community are so friendly. But like definitely shout out to Sully, because we need more real artists, and we need more people that are like, actually creative people on wax. So
I agree. Yeah, I think like the artist side of things is the wholesome part of what we do out here, right? Like there's people out here to make a buck, like the person that just scammed me last night, and then there's we'll talk about that more later, but there's Max is drooling to hear all the details.
I want to hear what happened. So
here, let me share my screen real quick, and I'll show you some of those first templates I created, and then
we've also found like the Nerds Unite community to be super friendly and helpful to us. Like we're kind of coming at from the opposite end. We don't know as much about the physical collector space, and we're more knowledgeable on the digital side, because we started out doing digital stuff, and then like my first Funko was from wax. Like I didn't really collect physical stuff before that. So we've been asking Priscilla a lot about like how the conventions work and like how just all of that stuff works, and she helped us set up a Shopify, and like I don't know, like told us how much it cost to mail stuff, like what stamps you need to get, like everything.
Yeah,
like
she's another amazing example of a creator we have in this world that's just like so willing to help and share. I'm just gonna drop in our StreamYard chat a link for you to, because I'd have to restart Google to share my screen, because it doesn't have permission on my computer right now. So if you want to share things, check out those original templates. Sorry about that.
No problem.
But yeah, Priscilla's been amazing for just an incredible resource, just like Sully. And he's always been there. Like for me, I met him in summer of 2019 when I started working at Funko. And I knew right away we were going to be pals, because we're both into the same stuff, very pop culture, nerdy, movie-loving dudes. And both had a pretty similar attitude towards things, and the positivity and stuff like that. But yeah, so we became friends, and he helped me start my podcast that I used to do, and yeah.
Let's see, date oldest probably.
Yeah, there you go. So that first one, that's my mascot. That's my guy Shred. So that's like the very first template I dropped, and I think it was May 2nd or May 3rd that I created that one. And then so there he is. So that's why all my stuff is toucans, because I like toucans. I like totals. I got a toucan tattoo on my arm.
Nice.
But yeah, I just been into toucans for a while,
Did you
and
do the Kellogg's Funko drop?
I did. Yeah, that was a fun one. I was bummed the toucan wasn't one of the redeemables for that, but
I was kind
I
of bummed
still had a
too. I would have loved a
fun time
toucan
with it.
Sam.
I actually have a metallic toucan Sam that was a sample at Funko. And it has no sticker on the box, which is extremely rare. Me and Sully both have one of these that has no sticker on the box, which a lot of times you take the sticker away and people like don't think it's very valuable anymore. But for this one, the lack of sticker is more rare. So we have no idea how that would affect its worth or whatever. But yeah, so then me and Sully collaborated on a Star Wars inspired collection. The Obi Shred Kenobi and Darth Shreddius that you're looking at. Those are both just my Star Wars Day drop or whatever. And then shortly after that, me and Sully collaborated and did a Birds Unite whole Star Wars theme. It's all on one of Sully's schemas, but yeah. So that was kind of the start of it for me. And we didn't look back.
Okay.
We kept going and kind of
I
slowed
like how
down
you have
in
like
the
a
fall.
character and then different variations of a character. Like you can get different versions of the toucan. Like this
Yeah.
looks like the Flash here a little bit. Like
Yeah, that was my first animated one. That's the first time I ever opened After Effects in my life. I was like, I gotta animate this. It's the Flash. Like it'll take longer, but it's worth it. And so I'm happy with how it turned out.
Nice.
I like that he's sitting on like a perch that's a lightning bolt as well. That's fun.
Yeah. Well, his name is Shred, so he's always got to be shredding something. And so like he's shredding that lightning bolt in that one.
He's shredding that gnar. Shredding the gnar.
Saber. He's got the lightning bolt also when he's the Sith. Or I guess he's shooting it.
Yeah, it's just more like the actual lightning power that he kind of shoots.
It's
from his
very
fingers.
That's awesome.
unlimited power-esque Palpatine
Yeah.
style.
Shred's evolved. He's got a couple different poses nowadays.
like this one too,
Things have changed over time. I
DNA.
love that one so much. Mr. Shred DNA. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. It's my favorite franchise probably. And so I did a whole giant Jurassic June theme last year and did a very big Jurassic drop. It was very fun.
Nice.
That's
But
awesome. Yeah, that's a cool character.
These are cool too.
yeah, so the Quantum Mania came out and that inspired a similar drop that you're looking at now. And it was exciting. This drop for me kicked off a new cadence of every month I'm gonna have like a single main project that'll drop towards the end of every month. And that to me, like the Shredamania one you're looking at was month one. So I'm excited to see how these can grow, how I can grow my audience, and while at the same time keeping things like limited and like setting up a situation where you kind of got to be there on drop day or in that first week or you're gonna miss out. So
And where do you do drops? Like if people are looking, do you have an available drop now, or like do people have to wait until the next drop? Like what's the best way to get on your drops?
yeah, my stuff's all on Nefty. So I'll send you a link for that too. JungleBri, click this.
I think I got it.
Yeah, so you probably already got it before I got you the link, but if not, there it is. Yeah. Yep, you beat me to it. So yeah, that's my Nefty stuff. There actually still is Shredamania packs available if people are interested. The redemption day for the physical redeemables for Shredamania has come and gone. I know I saw Nadu in the chat. He's one of my biggest supporters, and he'll be happy to hear that I actually designed and ordered those redeemables. I had stickers and buttons that you could collect through the Shredamania drop. And that stuff is designed and ordered. So if you were one of the people that did the work, and there weren't many, I think there are 6 of each sticker and 3 of each button. So pretty limited. But what's cool about those packs though is they still have all but one of the one of ones are still in those packs. So over time, as those sell out, hopefully people will scoop up some pretty rare, cool things out of them.
Nice.
Buy
What was
one. Let's see. See
what
what
was
I can
the-
pull
how
out one of
did
these
you-
packs.
Is it just the NFT that dropped, or was it like completing a set, or what was the way the redeemables were distributed?
good question. The redeemables were completing a set. So, for example, there's, let me see here. Yeah, so I guess if you completed all the blends, so this one, I think I may have gone slightly overcomplicated on this drop because there's 6 blends associated with it. You got 3 characters, and you can blend them with a blue particle or a red particle, and that will either shrink or grow the character. Obviously, things can go wrong in blends, and that leads to rare NFTs. And so I had a really fun time conceptualizing this and like thinking of what could happen. But at the end of the day, I ended up with a project that has 6 blends for people to do. So it was kind of a lot. I hope people had fun with it. I also probably didn't give them enough time. I was like 2.5 weeks till redemption day, and I had a chat on Tuesday with my chat on Tuesday, and we decided the next project is going to be more like 5 or 6 week lead time to get the physical redemptions in. But yeah, so for the stickers, that was the easier the ones to collect. If you just got the most common blend of each of the 3 characters from the small set, and the most common from each of the 3 large blends there, the blue ones, you just needed those 3 plus 1 additional NFT that was in the packs that was limited to 44. And that would get you a sticker. And then for the button, you needed the same thing, but the first 2 levels of rarity for the blend, if I'm making sense.
And do you drop an additional NFT like Funko for the redeem, or how are you doing the actual redemption process?
The redemption process right now, I'm just tracking. I'm using what's it called? Where is it? I have it.
I'm also wondering because we're trying to do this too. This is more of a
yeah.
I want to know for my own collection thing.
I'm using Bounty Block. So yeah, Bounty Block with no C, but it's an awesome tool that allows you just to. Have you used it for anything or no?
Yeah, we use it for airdrops.
Yeah, so that's what I've been using for my sets because I'll have a form that people will fill out sometimes. On this one, I didn't do a form because I saw how few collections there were, or how few redemptions there were, and I was like, there's no need for a form. I know who all these people are. I know how to get a hold of them, and I already have their addresses and stuff. So like, for this particular project, I didn't do it, but in the past, like for my Christmas one, I had redemptions there, which consisted of like these ornaments, like an acrylic ornament, and then I'm given a free sticker with it as well and stuff, and buttons as well. But for that, I just use Google Forms. So I just have people fill out the form and put in their address and everything, and then I just corroborate the results. So for now, that works. Someday, if I'm sending out like a lot of stuff for redemptions, I'm gonna have to find another new automated process to verify everything for me. But
I'll show you something real quick that you might be interested in.
yeah.
Because we're also interested, like, how do we automate this thing? Because, like, we're kind of doing the same thing where we're doing it manually right now, and it works for the numbers we're doing. But, like, if we're ever trying to scale up into, like, hundreds of units, like, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Pop Paragon, for the compliment. I appreciate that.
Eventually, we like to figure out. But there's currently in review this right here, which is my screen sharing, right? That's the Redreamer, which is an NFT redeem protocol and standard for VRL NFT on Wax. Oh no, it's canceled? I wonder why.
Oh, dang.
I'm going to have to look into it, but they're trying to get funding from Wax to basically make a public redemption thing for all creators on Wax, which is fantastic. But
man, that would be great if they could work something like that out, because collecting that information as things scale up is gonna be tedious. Worth it, but still a little bit of extra work.
And I know NFT Hive is working with these guys. So even if this is canceled, they might still work out a way to get onto Wax through NFT Hive. But
nice.
Hopefully Wax pays for it, because like this would be very nice for like all of us on Wax trying to do art stuff. And like you can pay Atomic Hub, like if you're Beast Kingdom, but you know, I'm assuming people like you and us do not have the money that Beast Kingdom has to be like paying for our own landing pages on Atomic Hub and advertising and stuff. So you know, like it would be nice to have a more publicly available tool, and I'm hoping that'll be it. But
that would be really cool. But yeah, in the meantime, we're using the extremely advanced technology of Google Sheets and Google Forms combined with Bounty Block and making that work.
IMKY said there are more mints on the Grail I blended than the Mythic. Was that intended?
More mints on the Grail than the Mythic. Well, Mythic should be the most rare. For my set, Mythic is the rarest rarity there is.
Okay. So that answers that question. It's just I
Yeah.
think Grail is rare in Funko.
Grail
so some people-
sounds. Yeah, the
some people
Funko
assume-
doesn't have a mythic. They just stop at Grail.
I'm gonna
So,
open this pack though and see what happens.
Nice. Thank you for the support. Look at that. I didn't know I was being paid to be on your stream today.
Well, I don't know. I'm excited to have some collectibles, and
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe
Dude,
I'll
I
get
hope you
one or
pull a
two
one
this
of
way.
one on stream. That would be so sick.
So let's see the odds. It's 62% for a rare character, 18% for the legendary coins, 18% for the legendary items, and then 0.5% for the one of one. What could I get there? Well, I don't know what's in the pool, but we'll find out.
Yeah, last time I checked, 4 of the 5 one of ones were still chilling in there. So we'll see.
Come on, RNG. Sometimes I get lucky, other times I don't. All right, no one of ones.
All right.
But sweet.
Number-
I did get a logo. I'm excited about
There
that.
you
And I
go.
also really like the Shrant Man.
I really love my jungle coins. I think most people get more excited about my shreds. But if you go to my templates, you can search by schema and just do jungle coins to see them all easily. But I have just like I secretly really, really love the coins. I have so much fun designing them. They feel tangible to me. I just I'm really excited about those, I guess. But
What's your collection called again?
just
Brian NFT.
JungleBri NFT for the collection name.
There it is.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the NFT at the end.
Paragon says, "What I love the most of these is the second NFT image."
Is this like
thank you,
Baskin
Paragon.
Robbins?
Yeah, so it's obviously from the movie. He works for Baskin Robbins, so I parody law, right? Inspired by. I worked in marketing for Funko, so I've got a good grasp on what I can get away with and what's a no-fly zone when it comes to this.
Yeah, I suppose it's fair use to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Is JungleBri a character I don't know?
No, that's just me. That's just.
Oh, okay.
It's just, it's just this
I
my
got confused for
collection.
a
That's
second.
me. Yeah.
I thought you were
Baskin
saying it was a
Robbins
character
always
from a
finds
movie.
out. Yeah.
I thought, I just misunderstood what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like these coins. They're fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with the coins, and I try to do 4 coins per drop. So I hope there's someone out there that really covets their coin collection from me, because I put a decent amount of effort into making sure each drop has 4 collectible coins.
And a couple of these for like 14 cents. I'll buy one or two of these.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, I mean
75 cents.
that drop is dead and gone, so you can get.
I saw the
some
drop was
cheap
$1,
stuff.
so if I can get a name for under $1, then I'm happy with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I become like a big deal, you're gonna get in on the ground floor, and you're gonna be like, "Dang, I bought these for 14 cents while I was live on stream."
I also just like the way they look.
You'll have the receipt to post and trolling people with.
Yeah, exactly. Like I imagine I'll probably just run into like a higher up at Fortnite, and I'll be I'll drop something, they'll apologize. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, here, let me buy you your pizza at this convention we're both at now," and then we'll chat about NFTs, and I'll be like, "Yo, me and my friend Sully have been saying Fortnite needs to jump and wax, and I think there's a lot of value in stuff in game, stuff on your collection. It all fits very well. So if you need someone to design some of that, this is hypothetical, but it is what's going to happen.
It's hypothetically for sure happening.
Hypothetically factual."
I'm waiting for Sully to be a Fortnite DLC character. I want an orange hat, Sully, and I want to be able to run around. Fortnite as Sully. Screw Ninja. I want a Sully. Sully is more popular.
Yeah, I'm not buying a Ninja skin. I want the Sully one for sure. I'm with you. What would your guys' Fortnite characters like? What modifications would you make to yourself? Because all these creators and stuff and influencers that end up in the game, that's like one of them. They end up as like a cyborg or a robot or a superhero, or like what vibe would you guys see yourself as?
I feel like Tron vibe is what I'd go for, like the
Nice.
neon kind of Tron kind of character.
Yeah, very fitting. That would look sick too.
Right. Yeah,
I feel like I'd probably my default and go to is rock star look. Since I'm a musician, I like to pretend I'm a rock star.
Nice. That would be sick. I think I'd go like Jungle Explorer, like Indiana Jones vibes. Just
Nice.
lean into that.
Nice. Pretty good.
I'd want to be like What was that? Wasn't there some game where you could like kill people with a guitar? You're like smashing people with a guitar, like.
Oh,
Like,
maybe.
Oh,
that
like
guy.
Brutal Legends or something. I think it was called with like
Yeah.
Jack Black doing the voice of the character.
I've
Right?
never heard of that. You guys know way more about this than me. That sounds cool. Pop Paragon's shouting out the backs of the NFTs. That's something I do that makes it feel more tangible as well. I love designing, like every NFT has a front and a back for me, except for the coins because it's like just animated coin. But yeah, thanks, Pop Paragon.
I didn't actually see the back. Let's check real quick. Oh yeah, there's the back.
Yeah, so they all have a front and a back, and that's where I put some of the fun information about the rarity and the collection, and yeah. I love it though. I love what I'm doing. I'm having a good time with it. I'm not stopping anytime soon. Or if anything, we're ramping up and just, this is my full-time job. So between streaming and NFTs and I'm all in on all this stuff.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna quickly ADHD into the trailer for this.
Oh, yes.
It's 1 minute. We can do it.
I have ADHD, and me and my ADHD friends just call these commercials when we ADHD.
After spending a lifetime on tours, he can build any stage, tune any guitar, and fix anything. He is a roadie, and by the grace of the metal gods, he wields the power of rock. Eddie Riggs was the world's greatest roadie, but when he is drawn back into an ancient age of rock, he will discover an empire on the verge of destruction.
I want a live adaptation badly.
Oh man, don't tell me I've been slaying hot girls this whole time.
Only the power of rock can stop annihilation.
Hell yeah! I mean, hold on a second. What do you do with a bunch of kids who don't know how to do anything but bang their heads all day long? You start a revolution, Lars.
What is that sound?
It's a devil screaming. It's an angel.
I never played this game, but it actually looks really fun. Like now, I want to play it after seeing it.
Yeah, this trailer is
This is not the game you were talking about.
incredible.
No, this was the game I was talking about. I'm just saying I never played it. I was referencing something I hadn't played. It looks fun though.
Oh.
Also, Jack Black is like, I like everything he's in. So
That's so incredible. Yeah, that I've never even seen that trailer for that, but that's unbelievable. Jack Black is a national treasure. We need to protect him at all costs.
how am I?
Yeah, I
on
love
screen?
Jack
I'm trying
Black's
to hide the
great.
screen for a second.
Yeah,
Oh, Inadequate Mass plays this one. It's
nice.
good. It's fun. That's like from
I'm
the
also-
original X, I think.
How do you feel about Jack Black voicing Bowser?
Seems like an awesome fit
Crushes it as
so
Bowser.
far. Yeah.
Doesn't it sound weird though? Like I feel like they definitely manipulate. Like when they give evil people like in movies, like they like audio enhance their voice to sound deeper than it is. I definitely
Yeah.
feel like they're doing something like that to Jack Black. Because when I hear it, I'm like, that doesn't. Sound
I
like Jack
could
Black
see
normally.
either because like Jack Black can go there. Like he can like
Yeah, I
I
was
mean
gonna
he just
say.
like turns his eyebrows down and transforms into a different person. Like you know what I mean? Like he's just got the ability to just like become an evil monster on command if he feels like it.
He's
But
also
I
a very
guarantee
good
they're still
actor.
messing with his voice a little bit in post, but yeah.
I feel like people
I
forget
think
because he's so
that- yeah, I
funny that he's a
think he
good
can do
actor.
that
But
in
like he's
person.
in dramatic stuff too. Like Jack Black is actually a seriously good actor. He just
He
chooses
really
to do
is.
comedy most of the time.
Yeah.
I also feel like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is a good casting move too. Like,
Weirdly fits. Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
could hear
I
that.
agree. I'm getting more excited for the Mario movie the closer we get. Like when they announced it, I was like, oh, good. Like a new Mario movie. The world needs this. Mario fans need this. I think that the live action original one with John Leguizamo and the rest of that cast was hilarious. I love that it exists and we can go watch that when we feel like laughing at a crazy live action movie that probably shouldn't exist.
I was
But-
reading the making of that, and the stories behind the scenes are wild. Like they
So
made it, and then we're just like, this movie's too scary. It needs to be kid friendly. So then they tried to reshoot it to be kid friendly after they'd already shot a scary movie, and then like that's why the movie makes no sense, and it's like in between something that's like real and scary and like trying to be funny and like cartoonish. It's like it can't pick a lane, and it does both poorly.
No, that movie is made for no one. It's like, which demographic should we direct this movie at? How do we dodge all demographics? And just like
Perfect.
Yeah, and they nailed that. But yeah, the design of the characters and like the Goombas and Yoshi and like this weird like slimy world they live in, and like it's such a treat. We're so lucky to have that. The Nintendo guys were so pissed. They were like, "This is the movie we gave you the rights to. Are you kidding me?"
It seems like they like it looks like a movie made by somebody who like was only explained like briefly what Mario's about.
With no visual aids.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like, yeah, it's about a plumber who like, and it's just like you get that live action movie, and that definitely is a far departure from the game. I think the new one is going to be like spiritually like the first Mario movie.
It also looks fantastic, like visually speaking. Like
it does.
It's just going to be eye candy. Like it looks, even if you turn the volume off, like it's going to be a great looking movie. It looks awesome.
It looks perfect. Like I agree with that 100%. And like as the rest of the cast is like super solid. Obviously, Chris Pratt has given us a bunch of very funny memes about casting, and like some of the clips we've heard just kind of sound like Chris Pratt, and that's fun and all. I think once the movie comes out, we'll settle into it. Like once you hear him talking through the whole movie with a slight Italian accent, it'll feel a little more normal at that point. But until then, I'm happy to laugh at how silly it is with everybody else.
Yeah,
I feel like it's not gonna be a deal breaker.
No, I mean either.
I feel like it'd be hard to like do an emotional scene in that Mario voice.
Oh, right.
But I don't know.
Just looks like longingly into the distance, and he's off into the middle distance in a high pitched voice. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. He just cries like that. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited for it.
Let's go.
This is also off topic ADHD, but did you see that they just recently did a major overhaul to Mario Kart 8 on Nintendo Switch?
I did
They
not.
changed
I'm the
the,
only living human with no Nintendo Switch.
Oh, but yeah, they changed the way all of the carts work. It used to be like only one cart was the meta that every single player played as Waluigi on this like crawling bug. But they changed it so that the meta changed, so now you can use different cards. So it's like
that
don't
sounds
have
like
to
an
just use one
improvement.
meta or you lose. But I'm excited to try that.
That's
I
like
know
Rocket
Maxwell
League.
said
They
it
did that in Rocket League a while ago. The hitboxes used to be unique to each car. And so like each car in Rocket League would have a different hitbox than each other. And then they changed it to like now there's only 6 hitboxes and every car falls into one of those hitboxes. So it opens up the meta for people to use more of the stuff because everyone was just using one car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that definitely kind of sucks too as like a player when you're like, this is my favorite character, but because I can't win with him against people playing this other character, I'm just not going to play my favorite character. And then it's like,
yeah, that's not how it should be.
Why have all the characters in the game if only like one is a viable option?
100%. Yeah, Mahala's talking about the Mario boots that look like the Boy boots. Do you guys know what he's talking about?
I'll look it up.
Did you see those real life Astro Boy
Yes.
boots that dropped, the big red ones?
Mario boots?
In the same vein, they released Mario shoes that look like they're huge and chunky and cartoonish and incredible.
Yeah, the brand is Mischief.
Yeah. Good call.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the more of this crazy fashion we get, like the more to like trickle down and like slowly fashion will get crazier overall. And I'm here for it. I want to live in a weird cartoon land, like where we all dress a little weirder.
Those are actually pretty fly. Like I would wear those. Those are sick.
They're huge. They're like, yeah, those in like your appropriate size would just look massive. Like, but that's the whole point.
It's gonna be like Hunger Games fashion, dude.
Yeah, right.
Cost. I bet these are way more expensive than they should be.
I imagine 200 or 300.
Like I'd go for the Astro Boy boots over those ones. I think.
Yeah, I've seen. Have you seen clips of people trying to take the Astro Boy boots off? They're just like rolling around on the ground, like just can't get them off.
That actually sounds like amazing.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But yep, there they are.
Oh my gosh, that is bizarre looking.
Yeah, there's pictures of people wearing them are even more bizarre. Oh, look at that. That's a cool website.
Yeah, this is not what I was expecting. Holy cow, that looks weird on her feet.
Yeah. But when weird stuff like this comes out, I try not to be resistant to it because, like, obviously it looks insane, but it's more exciting to me that like someone's out here trying to make the world more creative and more weird. I'm into it, even if
like
I
this
wouldn't buy
website,
those
too.
ones.
This is a
What is this? What's going on in this website?
I want a JungleBri Mischief collab, and we can just do a green pair of those with jungle leaves all over them.
what is this website?
Nadu, if you buy them, I'll wear them.
You have people rolling on the floor. You'll be the one rolling on the floor trying to take it.
What a big Fruit Loop
My
you can get.
feet will just smell terrible. They'll just stay on my feet for all of the con.
You guys trying to get a single Fruit Loop in a box? I guess they sell that too.
I mean, do you believe in dreams? Because what kid wouldn't want that?
Oh, I don't know what I just did to this website, but big Fruit Loop.
I don't want to run out of time, so I want to talk about the scam I fell for, so that Max can sleep tonight.
Here, let's.
So last night, so I tweeted about it. So a lot of the people in the chat have already heard me, have seen what happened on Twitter and stuff. But I fell for a scam on Discord. So as I mentioned earlier, before we went live, Discord is relatively new for me as far as like a platform that I use a lot for a lot of different reasons. I used to just use it for D&D, and that was it. And I didn't know that scams had made their way to Discord in the capacity that they clearly have, judging by the responses that I've gotten since sharing what happened to me. But it was, I shared a screenshot on Twitter. I can also send you, I saved this link for today because I knew you guys would maybe be curious to look at the actual wax block like tracking of what happened. So I'll drop this in the chat if you guys are curious to like look at the dirty details of how they got me. But it was just a fairly convincing looking DM from what I thought was wax, and they caught me at the end of the day. A long day of, I played basketball, I was tired, I was, you know, they just caught me at the perfect time with the perfect mindset. On top of that, I'm not a suspicious person by nature. The only scams I've had to avoid historically have been very obvious email scams designed to trick old people. So like, I've never fallen for a scam before like that. And so this one though, I get mentioned, you guys probably do too. Like, you know how we just get mentioned randomly in things on Twitter and on Discord, and like, it's just kind of part of being a creator. And so I didn't really overthink it. I should have seen the signs. Like there were signs looking back. Obviously hindsight's 2020. There were enough signs to be like, no. Priscilla was saying she saw the same exact scam, and she had the foresight to be like, no. And she reported as spam and didn't click on it. Well, I browsed the article that was on there and just clicked the Mint Here button. It brought up a fake Atomic Hub website. I just clicked claim, clicked OK on my wax pop-up, on my wallet pop-up, and all my wax was gone. Just in 2 seconds.
I'm not just seeing this Noop thing.
Yeah, so you'll see the on there. It's so weird, man. What's interesting is they actually gave me back some of my wax. Wait, did they give me more back?
There's also a bunch of like transfers going on here.
Yeah, so I have to do a little research and see what is compromised of mine, because there's some weird results. Like when I sort my collection now by recent transfers, it shows a whole bunch of stuff that was transferred to me a long time ago that, to my knowledge, has never left my wallet. So clearly there was some stuff bouncing all around in a weird way during the.
It looks like here it says like there's Jurassic Toys, Nerds Unite Us.
See, Jurassic Toys,
Donkey
for example,
Chunks, and Ultraman.bk are like, there's assets from all of those that they said got sent. Are you UBXDI? I'm
UBXDI. So they took those and then sent them back. So what I hypothesize happened is they faked sales of things or something and then transferred them back to me. They also gave me 10% of my wax back, which I think was an attempt to hide it so that it just the one decimal point moving is harder to catch if you're not paying close attention to your wallet. But yeah, the whole thing is a big weird mess.
I do wonder what this Noop contract thing is, though.
I don't know. I want to find some sort of just wax genius that can investigate this and let me know exactly what
I can
need
help
to
you look
be.
into it. I'm pretty familiar with contracts on wax, and like the Noop
okay.
contract is not a contract name I'm familiar with. Like atomic assets transfer, that's you sending something.
Right.
I don't know what Noop is, but Noop is probably what
Yeah.
the sketchy thing that was happening.
Yeah, I had like $1,700 worth of wax, and luckily, thank God, I've been spending my wax on Funko stuff and collecting sets and getting pops, and like that's how I've been like turning wax into cash basically. And it's a good thing I've been doing that. Otherwise, there would have been like a lot more wax in there than $1,700. But it still sucks.
Yeah, it definitely sucks. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I do feel like it's better you learn this now than when you had more wax in your wallet, though. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like,
I learned some valuable stuff though. Like, don't accept DMs on Discord. I'm gonna be more suspicious of really everything I run into in this world going forward. I learned don't keep a whole bunch of money on your main collecting account where you're likely to be buying and selling things and clicking things. And so I have a second holding account that I'm gonna stick my wax in, and on that account I don't do any buying or selling. So
we also take it a step further for like Max and I. There's a lot of new wax games that come out, and when we play those, we make a fresh wallet to sign into those games, because just signing into a fresh like, who knows, it could just drain everything in your account. So like we always use burner wallets to test stuff, and then like if it then works, then we'll transfer stuff to that wallet or sign in on a different wallet. But like it is definitely good to like compartmentalize so you don't lose everything if your one account gets
definitely.
Another thing I'll say is just like, I guess for general information for everybody watching, is like this scam was for a VBot giveaway, which is it's the profile picture on wax.
Yep.
And it says like mint here. I've also got the scam, but like just so everybody's aware, you cannot mint a VBot. VBots are only given away through Twitter giveaways, so you will never get a DM for this.
Yeah, so I tagged Wax in that post in my tweet about it, and they actually apologized and sent me 3 VBots. So
oh, nice. But yeah,
nice
just to be aware, because yeah, these have targeted me as well, and like other people have asked me because they do look kind of official. So like, just be aware that like you can't win these through a DM. Like that's just not how these.
And
are
just in general,
never happen.
Winning something you didn't enter to win is extremely unlikely. So anytime you win something that you don't remember entering to win, be suspicious. Like I by nature, I'm one of the least suspicious people alive. And here it cost me clearly. I considered clicking report spam before I clicked mint here, but then I just saw the mint here button and I was like, well, yeah, we'll go see. Maybe this is a cool thing. And then it was just a really convincing looking fake website that had a claim now button, and then they had all my wax. So
yeah, I got all the way to that part where I clicked claim now, and then it popped up the little like approve for the cloud wallet. And in the approve, the transaction said atomic contract, like trade all and send wax. So it like tells you what you're about to approve in that secondary pop up. And I was just like, oh, deny. Like, what the fuck is this? It's like trying to send all my wax and all my NFTs.
Yeah, I mindlessly just clicked the red button on that instead of reading that. And so that's another lesson I learned. I actually would love it if Wax could find a way to like maybe have the accent colors on those pop-up windows be green if you're sending currency or something, and then be purple if it's just exchanging NFTs or something like that. I think that would be
so you could have a quick color. Like if it turns red, you're like, oh, I wasn't trying to spend anything here. Like
yeah, like if you think you're just getting a normal transaction and it pops up green, then you're like, oh wait, there's money for this? I'm not trying to buy this.
Yeah.
But
I agree. A lot of people just automatically sign. They literally have the auto sign selected, or also like,
which the auto sign didn't work because this was a fake website, right? So the auto sign didn't do its thing. I mindlessly clicked it because the auto sign fails randomly on legitimate websites for me, because it'll treat transactions as like super individual and not count it towards their auto sign or whatever. But yeah, so
that's always a good like red flag to watch out for too. Like if something's asking for permission, you already gave it before in the past. That's you like get very suspicious when that happens too.
Yeah, definitely. So it's an expensive lesson to learn, but hey, there's still packs available. So if people want to buy my Shreddermania packs,
I bought one today. I got some sweet NFTs. So.
Yep, we're already recouping the losses. I love it.
On the
Again.
14th, do you remember what time? Like, I'm looking at the Block Explorer. I'm looking for the specifically compromised transaction. Or did you make a bunch of these market trades on Atomic Hub, or is that after the wallet was compromised, they dumped all your stuff?
It happened at. See, today is the 16th. Oh boy. It was at 23:38 o'clock, so 11:38 my time
On the 14th?
on the 15th.
15th?
Yeah, everything
Oh,
before that's legit, but on
So
the
you-
on the 15th,
Are you in our time zone? Just so we.
I'm on the West Coast. Where are you
so
guys?
same time zone.
Okay, yeah.
We're in Los Angeles.
Okay, cool. So yeah, 11:38 on the 15th. That's the moment it all went wrong.
The way that they used to always get people is like, because it like does the thing with the transaction, was they used to do free giveaway links, but they'd post them publicly. And the way free giveaway links is the first person who accepts it gets it. So people are racing to get the free thing, but then it's a scam. So that's like the first way they were infiltrating to like get behind people, because people are like, oh, if I wait and check if this is real, I won't get it. So like, people like rush into it, and that's why we stopped using claim links in general on Discord.
That's smart.
We used to like on Wax. It used to be like, literally when I joined Wax, you could join any Discord and get like 30 or 40 free NFTs just by like sitting in the chat and clicking claim links, because like everybody was just happy doing that until scammers started ruining it for us.
Yeah, I went back and broke down their scam like in detail, and there's like 20 signs. Like when you go through it with a fine-tooth comb, I found a whole bunch of things that in retrospect I felt like I should have seen, but they just caught
looks
me
legit
lazy
enough
at the
that
wrong
if you're not
day,
paying
yeah.
attention, like,
Yeah,
you
Priscilla
have to
was
be paying
nice.
attention to that stuff.
She said in the chat, to be fair, it's the most convincing scam DM I've seen so far. So thank you, Priscilla. It makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, Max even said
Also,
he got to the point where he was almost
I got all the way to the
transactions, so he
point
thought
where I
it was
almost signed
legit
that
too.
fucking transaction.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't get to the point where you lost all your wax.
I like vaguely remembered entering a giveaway for a VBot too, so I was like, yeah, maybe. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I just didn't see this.
There's
DM in a
like
while.
in there too, it says like mint immediately, which is like that kind of language is very scammy.
Yeah.
And if you click that scam, so on my computer, I can actually like I have a screenshot of it, and Apple will like, I don't know if you guys, I imagine you're on PCs, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll let you click links and screenshots or whatever, or just any image. Like Apple automatically will like highlight text when you want it to. And so, but if you can still click that mint link and it'll show you the fake website they built. And like, as long as you don't click anything else, you're fine. But it was fairly impressive, but there was some stuff that after looking at it again looked kind of shitty. But I'm a little concerned though now looking over these transactions and stuff, and I'll show people this on my stream right after this, but there's some extra stuff that happened that I learned about on right now, that I'm learning about right now, that happened like this morning, or not that long ago at all. Mostly it's me receiving, well, I guess I got money from, so there's just stuff that you bought, and then there's actually, I take it back. Everything that's happened today is above board, because I got 3 VBots sent to me, and then there's what you did. That's normal. So
You just want to make sure they didn't change any permissions, because if they change permissions, that means they could have access to your wallet. But as long as that did not happen,
how do I check something like that?
that would be on the Blockchain Explorer. It would be like a transaction where it's like keys or authorization changed. Like it would say it.
Yeah, it's the type of transaction that you could search for. You only signed a transfer transaction for the scam account there, so that transaction was what was compromised. The wallet itself is not compromised.
But I'll say the other thing you should maybe consider is if this is the wallet that created your collection, you should maybe not be doing recreationally stuff on it, because like if it was compromised, that would mean they have access to mint everything in your collection, and you could basically lose your collection, because there's zero way to transfer a collection. Like Atomic Hub cannot transfer a collection from one wallet to another. So like if they get permanent access to that wallet, like that would not be good for your collection. So
that was why I was trying to find that transaction. I was like, let me make sure this is not. Somehow.
But it seems like it didn't, so it looks like you're good for now. But maybe
JT Custom says I need to check my D apps.
Yeah, you can check like there's like DApp permissions where you can like basically say like, oh, this application has permission to auto sign transactions, and then you can revoke those permissions. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but I think that's what he's suggesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely good practice to have the collection owned by a wallet that isn't necessarily used.
Yeah,
Than
our wallet is like it's like a hardware wallet. It's one of these guys for our collection
Oh,
that you
okay.
have to physically press the button to sign a transaction, so nobody can even like digitally sign the transactions. And then on top of that, it's only used for like we don't even mint on that wallet. We mint on other wallets that are authorized in our account, but that wallet's pretty much just like cold storage.
Right.
And then we do everything else on other wallets that are authorized by that wallet. But yeah, it's definitely that's the sort of thing where it's like if you're new to the blockchain, there's no way you're going to set something up that way. Like we were lucky
Yeah.
that we learned how this stuff worked for like several months before we.
And I'm lucky
Figured
that
out
I
how-
met you guys. So I might bug you guys some more on Discord about some of this stuff. And
Oh, definitely. Like any questions you have, we're happy to help. And one other thing I'll say, since
Yeah.
we're talking about like scams and security, is like Discord. Another common Discord scam is hacking somebody's Discord account. So like, just because you get a DM from somebody you trust, it can still be a scam link because somebody will like
right.
say hack a project leader and then message all of the trusted members in that Discord from that account a scam link. So like, you just really need to be careful on Discord. Like, even a post, an official announcement by your favorite like project leader could be a scam link, and a bunch of people, even in like Bored Ape collections, have lost like hundreds of thousands of dollars through Discord scams. So like,
Yeah.
really, really be careful.
One thing I also want to be really clear about, if anyone, I think everyone watching right now probably will just agree with me, but I don't see any of this as a negative towards wax or crypto or NFTs. To me, this is like, it's like if you fell for an email scam, you wouldn't be mad at USD. Like, you're not going to be pissed at the money in your wallet because you fell for an email scam and lost real money. Like, this is not an indictment on Wax or Atomic Hub or crypto or NFTs. This is a guy that fell for a scam because he didn't do his due diligence and he just clicked on something too quick. It happens on every single type of currency related thing in the world. So I don't think anyone here sees it that way, but in case there's someone here that's new to this world, just please don't see this as a negative towards Wax or crypto or NFTs, because it's not. This is everywhere.
The same thing can happen with cash. Somebody can take your cash and not give you something you wanted, and how are you getting that cash back? Like,
yeah,
if it's paperless, like, I don't know. Yes, it's true. If you're like in a bank and you get scammed, you can maybe reverse the charges and stuff. So there is some protection there. And that is something to be aware of, is that this is decentralized. So there is no central authority that will reverse your scam.
And I knew it once it happened. I went into Sully's room. He was on the phone and I interrupted his phone call. I was like, just lost all my wax. Like, I had to tell him. I had to tell somebody. And I was just hoping that this like NFT sensei of mine would have some sort of magical response for me. I knew it wasn't going to happen. And he goes, yeah, there's nothing you can do. And I was like,
that's the worst part. Is
this is the downside of the decentralization of all this. There's a lot of perks, but this is the downside. There's no accountability. So
yeah,
if anybody's a wax detective, and or maybe if you're a scammer, if you're watching this and you're like a really good scammer, if you want to scam the account that scammed me and give me my wax back, that'd be cool.
I'm glad you're not too discouraged from this, because it definitely is a bummer to just delete your money like that. Like, that's not cool.
It's an amount of money you could consider filing a police report for. I mean, not that it would help, but it could,
I think I'm just gonna use this experience to learn from, to warn others. This is gonna change best practices going forward for me and anyone that learns from me. So I'm gonna take as much positive as I can out of this, grind that much harder to get my projects going. And I have a project a week from today, Harry Potter inspired thing. So if you're into Harry Potter like me, I'm a big old Harry Potter nerd. I have a very fun project. This one's more organized, like your traditional Funko drops, where there's redeemable NFTs you can pull right from packs as opposed to collecting sets, and there is also a simple royalty set you can collect. And there's some really fun kind of utility sort of game things I built into this one. So yeah, very fun again? A week from today, the 23rd.
Maybe 21st. If you wouldn't mind hopping on again, we could have you guest on next week. Maybe not like a full stream, but just to remind us. And I know like some people in our community are interested in the redeemables, so if there's a window for that, we definitely want to catch the window.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, I'm seeing a lot of people trying to help in the chat, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I'm about to go live in a couple minutes here, and so if you want to pop into my stream, then you can see my screen and everything, and I can take the advice you guys have a little bit better than I can right now, since I can't share my screen with
Yeah,
you.
we're
at the
gonna do a
moment,
little
but-
bit of we're gonna play some funny off the rails videos, clear the
Nice.
water, get some funny stuff, and
Nice.
then we'll raid into you. So you're welcome to join us for some of these off the rails videos, or we'll raid into you, whenever you want to leave. So
Nice.
let us know. But
I actually have a question still. Do you have a favorite
Yeah.
NFT in your collection? Do you have like a
Oh man, that's
crown
such a good
jewel
question.
of the collection?
My first Shred Toucan means a lot to me because it was my first one. But if I go outside of like my own stuff that I've designed,
Mhm.
I would say, God, I just can't. I don't want to be a broken record, but it is so weird. When I look at my account, if you go to ubxdi.wham on Atomic Hub, the way that it's sorted now, when it's allegedly sorted by transferred newest, and I have some of my oldest NFTs popping up near the top of the list. So they really did some weird ass shenanigans when they got in there. But to get back on track and answer your question, I would say my favorite is maybe.
what's your account again? I typed it wrong.
ubxdi.wham. But there's a Nerds Unite heavy one that I got from Sully that's number 121, and so 1.21 gigawatts, like having mint number 121 on that, I really love. I love the Tyrannosaurus Rex I have that's number 1414. I mean, I guess those I'd put my top 4 up on my highlighted NFTs potentially, so maybe those.
New Birds Unite.
I feel like that's a very mediocre answer to a very interesting question, but
Yeah, that's fun though.
yeah.
Oh, did you get the actual like in-store toy for this?
I forgot about the audio on that. I did. Yeah, I picked up. I kept 2 of them and I returned 1 of them.
Is that one in the background for you? The T-Rex face there? Or no?
No, I got dinosaurs all over this this place. But yeah, they're both over there. You can't see them. I actually have like a dinosaur bust right here that's like very cool, but I don't know if I can aim my camera up there. Maybe I can actually.
Oh shit!
See
The
it?
vines continue to the ceiling. That's super dope.
There you go. He's got like
Oh, that's cool as hell.
he's got a bouncy ball in his mouth. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
anyways, yeah. So that's me. It was awesome. Thank you guys for having me on. I would love to come back whenever you guys want to chat some more. And whether or not I'm doing a drop, it's fun to talk to you guys. I learn a lot from hanging out with you two.
Yeah, I'm also. It's fun just hanging out with other artists and people in the space that aren't necessarily like trying to run token mining games and stuff. Like actual artists who like collectibles and nerd stuff. Like that's what we're into too. So
totally.
Exactly. Dope. Man, I'm sorry that fucking like hack happened, but it does seem like it happened at a kind of opportune moment as far as when it could have happened.
Right? Yeah, it definitely could have been worse. It's money. I'll get back. I'll work hard and design dope stuff that people are gonna want to buy, and we'll be all right.
Yeah. If you
and you'll be smarter in the future, which is the good news. So when you sell your a million wax worth of drops, you won't lose that wax when you get it, because I'm sure your project's gonna blow up. And you'll earn 10 times that wax, then you won't lose it.
100%. Yeah, I gotta make some changes for sure. But
if you do set up like a hardware wallet or some kind of like cold storage thing, and you want like help walking through all that, just hit me up.
Max can also make custom wallet extensions. So if you want JungleBri.ftw, he can make you that wallet.
Oh,
that's true. I could do that.
That's all very intriguing. I'll probably take you guys up on that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, or even if you want to figure out how to like just get JungleBri on its own as the wallet, I could show you how to do the whole.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. You can get just JungleBri. That's the pure wallet address. You can buy custom wallet extension.
Before I jump off, you did bring up a question I have. Can I transfer a collection to a different wallet, or does it have to stay on the original wallet?
You cannot currently.
Okay.
Yeah. Atomic Hub. Yeah. People ask them a lot about that too.
Wallet. permission to access a collection so that it can have all the same rights to to mint NFTs for the collection and all that. So you can expand, like if you wanted to, end your web wallet and move into like a cold storage wallet for your existing collection, you could, use that new cold wallet and give it permission on the new one. But I don't think that as the original creator of the wallet or of the collection, I don't think you can remove permission from your web wallet.
Okay.
You can also route sales. So like you can route like through Nefty, you can say who gets the drop sale. So like you can say, make the drop money go to someone who is not my web wallet. But the one thing that will always be tied to the web wallet is your royalties. Like your aftermarket royalties are tied to the wallet that created the collection. You can't claim them from other wallets.
That makes sense.
That'll be the thing that's always tethered. That and like the owner of the collection will be that.
And the wallet that I have it attached to, that can't change either. Like the name of that wallet can't change. Like that's just
that's set. And then also like you need access to that wallet to add permissions to new wallets too. So like you can't just use that wallet or you won't be able to use the collection at all. But
well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear, Max, that you looked through some of that stuff that happened, and it sounds like it was only approved that one transfer.
Yeah, you approved a like malicious transaction transfer, but that's it. Like that's the extent of the damage, basically.
Okay.
I think generally the ones that steal your account, they're asking for your. They make you log in with your security code. Like they make you, even though you've already logged in with your like, if you have a 2-factor authentication code, like they make you do that again. And what they do is they copy and paste what you type into your thing, and they log into like your account, and then they have access to your wallet, and you get screwed. But like just signing the wrong transaction, unless they're
there's another one that's kind of there's a pretty sophisticated one too, where they will ask for just a permission signature, but what you're signing permission is to give active key rights to a new wallet's private key.
That's what we were looking for in your transaction history too.
Sign transactions from your wallet if you did give those permissions, and you did not.
Man,
but that is a risk, because once you sign that, then someone can do everything. They can just sign like after on the initial thing, they can sign more transactions. They can lock you out of your shit. Like,
oh, perfect.
That's when it gets really shitty.
We've seen that happen to other creators.
Credit where credit's due. I mean, the people that create this stuff are very intelligent. Like they're coming up with some pretty clever stuff, and the functionality behind it and the coding necessary to create it. Sully mentioned this last night when we were talking about it. I wish they would just put it into something positive, because these are some very skilled individuals.
Very sophisticated. Like it definitely is not just some like, oh, I made a copy of the website and like
that said, if they get food poisoning and have the worst night of their life tonight, like I wouldn't be mad. Like I don't want them to die necessarily, but maybe food poissoning, like one night of really bad food poisoning,
like
I think is fair.
2 hours on the toilet.
Yeah, I'd approve that transaction for sure. But anyways, on that note, I'm gonna hop off and get ready. I'm gonna go live on my thing, and yeah, thanks again. I guess I'll talk to you guys soon.
Definitely.
Peace out.
Good meeting you.
Yeah, good to meet you too, guys.
Let's check out this off the rails video. It says that was intense. Not gonna lie, by Instant Barbarians.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on,
nice
come on,
change.
come on. Oh, yeah! Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah!
I like how they cut. You can see more on the floor.
Oh, yeah! Oh, come on.
He's on the floor now. Got it. That was important. I'm glad they stuck with it and made it work.
Like, how bored are you that that's what you're doing, though? Like, did your TV
They have
break?
they got a ton of fucking space, too. That's like a huge room.
I would guess, based on the way it's decorated, this is like not these guys' home.
Yeah. This is like the parents' basement, maybe.
That looks like a grandma's spot, like grandma decoration. As someone who's worked on a bunch of sets, this looks like when we go to someone's mom's house to shoot. Like, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, the drama watching the hangar, JungleBri saying, yeah, dude, we had to start with something dramatic to kind of wean off of the drama of what we were just talking about. We can't just go straight
from scam drama to hangar drama. This one's called
off a bit.
Just Guys Being Dudes. I've never heard of this Reddit. You're on some Reddits I've never heard of, Max. I'll let you know that much.
Good ones, dude.
Just Guys Being Dudes. That's it.
Do it to your nipple.
Wait, is it gonna hurt?
No,
I
no.
literally just hit my fucking tongue.
Just guys being dudes.
I don't know. That paid off. That was just a good video.
I love that he's like immediately he's like, do it to your nipple. He's just like, he's like, wait, is it gonna hurt?
That's definitely though, like, I don't know, like, was that our friend group? I can't remember if it was our friend group that like people had like tasers and stuff like back in the day, and we just like tase each other for fun, just like because they weren't that strong, but it was like still
taser
hurt,
tag,
but,
dude.
yeah, it's like we.
I remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was nuts. I mean, I was just like too slow and not like athletic enough to hang with those guys, and I would get tased like crazy. It sucked. But those tasers, it felt like getting pinched. It wasn't that bad.
I'm just saying that does seem accurate to dudes being dudes. I'm like, yeah, my group of guy friends, this is exactly what we would do if we had a shock stick, is we just start shocking each other. So
yeah,
accurate.
do it to your nipple. Like after that, dude, the next guy's doing it to their tongue. Like, right? How do you got to heighten it from that? And then eventually balls.
You do a jackass.
It goes borderline gay eventually. That's what happens.
Perfect husband.
Dudes.
This is also from just guys being dudes.
Oh, this one's so great. This is a classic. People might have already seen this. She like slapped him awake, dude. She shouldn't have done that.
Okay. She has to be awake right now, though, right? She's pretending to be asleep.
Oh, she's faking it. Yeah, she's fake sleeping.
Oh my god. That is not how I was expecting. So, I guess to our audio only listeners, a woman slapped her husband in the face while he was sleeping. He woke up. She pretended to be asleep, so he just like squeezed her into a ball, like bear wrapped around her into the blanket, and then
he like spoons her. It like seems very lovingly until the fart gets cut.
Yeah, and then he farts and holds her into. He basically
he gives her a Dutch oven.
Dusting.
Dutch oven with the sheets. Yeah, crop dusting is when you fart in front of people when you're walking. It's like when you're at the grocery store.
Fart term. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Dutch oven.
The way she screams is like a horror film. That's amazing. It's a great sound. But also, like, can we talk about the quality of this? Like, what is this? Are they recording a recording of a recording?
It's like a repost. Yeah, I saw this video years ago. So at this point in the internet life cycle, it's like a billion times degraded.
It's like they shot a video that was shot on a potato with another potato. It's like double potato.
Yeah, that was
still a good video.
That's awesome, yeah.
I hadn't seen that, and also that was not how I was expecting that to end. That was pretty great.
It's so good.
Okay, this one's called Whoa Dude. I think this was from Paul too. Let's give credit where credit is due.
I don't recognize this one. What's the subreddit on this one?
It says, "Whoa, dude! The best links to click while you're stoned: psychedelic, mind-fucking, mesmerizing, reality-distorting, or trippy games." Video.
Oh, I might have to subscribe to this subreddit.
Joining now, but here we go. It says, that seems so sketch. Like you can't see if you're gonna hit it. Yeah, you can't see if you're gonna hit a tree at night. Is he lighting fireworks too? What is happening?
Oh, Granata!
Oh my god. Is it raining? What is that like? White stuff?
It's snowing.
That's like
it's snowing. He's like a rocket.
We're looking at right now. That's insane. I think it's snowing.
Yeah, I think it's snowing and he's just like flying. This looks like
the
awesome.
camera guy is also flying, right? Like you can't film.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't think he has a rocket trail. Okay, I mean, this is really cool, but kind of insane.
Yeah. It does look really cool at night, though. Also, that's a small city. They live in. Like, how few lights?
Yeah, I feel like it's like
nothing like. Do you know how many hours you have to drive outside of Los Angeles to see this little lights? Like,
yeah,
that's a tiny town.
It's like some little like village in like Switzerland or something like a.
That's cool though.
right?
This
That's what
one
it
I
looks like.
posted. I don't remember posting this. So what is
Oh,
this?
shit.
It might have been sent to me because a lot of my posts are forwarded. Oh, this was somebody did send this to us, but it says a man's love for tofu got him in trouble with the DMV after his custom license plate was mistaken for a crude comment, and it says.
But if you have a dirty mind, you might read it a little differently. State officials in Maine argue the plate.
Here, we'll refresh it and then play it from the beginning so you can hear the entire thing. I hate how like TikTok doesn't play from the beginning.
Tofu got him in trouble with the DMV. His custom license plate was mistaken for a crude comment.
It looks like
What
I
you
love
see
to
is
F you instead of tofu.
Check it out. He wanted his plate.
That's
to say
definitely how I would
tofu.
read that. Loves to fuck.
Mind. You might read it a little differently. State officials in Maine argue the plates are vulgar because of the last two letters on the plate. The driver says there should be no confusion because his car is covered in
if they're
bumper
vulgar,
stickers
then
showing his love
didn't
for
the state
tofu.
approve it at one
Well,
point?
the state disagreed. He now
Yeah,
has to
and then they revoked it and made him change it. But he's saying because there's literally saying tofu never screams and vegan next to it, that the context shouldn't be like you should understand that it's tofu and not to F you.
Oh, so he's like contesting it, and he's not gonna like. He's trying not to change it.
I think he still has to change it. I think he's just complaining publicly.
Yeah, that's a good workaround though. Tofu, if you want to fu in your license plate.
Also, like, I don't know, it's not actually swearing. Like, even if you write fu, like, I don't even have an issue with that personally. But I'm not the lawmaker. I'm not a Puritan. I'm not the one that's afraid that my children are going to see swear words on people's. Like, I'm not the person that's worried about that. So, but I don't care.
Oh my god, I know this one.
Rescuing people without using a skyhook. I don't even know what a skyhook is, but
or I think it's with using a skyhook.
It says rescuing people without landing using a skyhook. Okay, there we go.
Fuck that, dude. That's so nuts.
Wait, excuse me, what are we watching right now? Rescuing from what?
He's just sitting there.
What are you rescuing them from? It looks like they're sitting safely on the ground. You're not rescuing shit. You're creating like an extreme sport.
This is nuts, though. Like, dude, what the fuck? That seems like more intense than those slingshot rides.
But why does it say rescuing people? Like, what are they being rescued from? He's just sitting peacefully on the ground.
They're behind enemy lines, is what at least comics saying. That kind of tracks. That looks like a military move.
I'm trying to see like their old jokes if there's any like behind the scenes.
Oh, you gotta scroll a long way down before you find non-jokes on Reddit.
Usually for stuff like this, there's somebody that's like, okay, so here we go. Apparently this did happen.
Like, yeah, it's like either behind enemy lines or like maybe a disaster zone.
Says despite an apparent high-risk nature of the system, only one fatal accident occurred in 17 years of use. They did this for 17 years?
Damn, dude, that video is way old.
On 26th of April, 1982, SFC Clifford Wilson Strickland was picked up by a Lockheed MC-130 Comet Talon of the 7th Special Operations Squadron in Germany during a Flintlock 82 exercise using the Fulton Stars recovery system, but fell to his death due to a failed bushing at the top. That would be the most terrifying way to die ever. Well, maybe not ever, but I'm afraid of heights. So launching me up into a thing and then the thing like going loose and dropping you, like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I feel like you got to have a parachute just for backup.
Oh, I don't know. That was like, I just realized this is the Fulton system that you use in Metal Gear Solid. In Metal Gear Solid, you tag people and then they pick them up. That's the Fulton system. And I never realized that was like based on a real thing, but I learned something new today. We're off the rails and we're learning.
Isn't there also there's like a balloon version of this in Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Fulton.
Oh, okay. Word.
And the newer version of Metal Gear Solid, like you tag these things and then they go up and they go to your like air base or whatever, but they call it the Fulton system.
Yeah. Wild.
So Paul said this, and just based on the title, I'm like, this is hilarious. I also don't think it's actually.
Paul's asking about it. Let's see.
It just says Linus Tech Tips
use of the hard R.
Linus Tech Tips not knowing what the hard R means and admitting he used it out of context has me so weak, bro. Almost lost his career overnight. Basically, I mean, I think everybody knows the hard R. It's the N word, is what the hard R means, like instead of a soft A at the end. And he thinks it means something totally different, which I don't know. We're going to find out what he thinks, but he like admits to using it when he wasn't talking about using the N word. So let's find out.
Casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
Casual use of hard R.
Yeah, absolutely. Like okay, it was an episode of American Dad, and it was just like, yeah, it wasn't for shock value. It was just like used.
Whoa.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? That was in 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist.
What?
We didn't.
Look at this guy to the right. Here's reaction when he says that. Like, why should he know that he fucked up? Like, he went like this. Like that's the most visible reaction I've seen. Like a most like double take live. That was
Think
awesome.
about it. That I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist.
He's like,
Right? And it's funny because to me, that doesn't feel like that long ago, but to my kids,
Are you talking like N-word hard R?
what? No,
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how people use that term.
no,
I think
that's
so.
the N word. What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
No, the one with the like for like mental disability.
I'm pretty.
Oh, he's talking about the word retarded. Yeah, people don't call retarded hard R. That's not a thing. Sorry, Lidus. Like,
that's pretty.
That's a silly misunderstanding, though.
I figured that's what he was talking about, like kind of right away. I don't think he was casually in 2003. Also, I didn't think that like an episode of American Dad just dropped a hard R N word.
Yeah, that's not happening on TV in the last
I don't know
60 years, probably.
At least not as like a non-part of a joke or something.
Yeah.
Like he said. Well, they just used it. It's like I don't know about that.
Not on like not in the way that American Dad uses it. It is crazy though that I guess like language has evolved that much that like you can't say retarded, or you're not supposed to, at least like since I guess that's been 20 years though. That's quite some time ago. 2002.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
I don't know. We grew up saying all sorts of politically incorrect stuff. I feel like everybody does.
As a kid, and these days I try not to say that.
Our big thing was also gay. Like everybody just calling stuff gay. Like, oh, that's gay.
Sure.
Like when it's not
Gay.
cool, which is like, I don't use that anymore. But that was just like everybody I knew said that when I was growing up. So it was just like part of our language.
Yeah, that's definitely very deep part of like video gaming, like online talk too. Like very homophobic. Like it still kind of is. It's just kind of just part of it too, and that's not necessarily they hate.
If you grew up early gaming, it's the most toxic like community. It's also why I like the Nerds Unite community, because the Nerds Unite community is like focusing on positivity in gaming, which is like very much needed after like 20 years of the most toxic environment ever. Like it's nice to have some people that are like, okay, can we be like civil and game at the same time? Why does everybody have to be like crazy when they're gaming? But I don't know. I think culture's changing. I don't think gaming is going to be that way forever. Like,
no.
It's also because gaming was so
It's
male
less-
dominated
I feel
for
like
so
it's
long.
Less toxic lately, although I don't really game as hardcore as I used to when I was younger. I feel like when you get real into those games, it's probably still pretty toxic.
The games that I find are the most toxic are Counter-Strike and Valorant by like the largest margin. Like those games
Those
just have
are
super
very
toxic player
competitive
bases
games.
to the point where like I usually generally mute all of my teammates because like I find it stressful to have to listen to them, and they make me worse at playing because they just like harass me when I'm like they all die and then I'm the last one left, and then they just like try to backseat drive my thing and tell me how bad I suck, and I'm like, this is not helping, guys. Like I'm just trying to play this game for fun, and you're like criticizing every move I do and tell me not to do that. Like I don't know, I don't like the Valorant community, but let's check out this next video. It says, what could go wrong when you've got more liters of petrol than IQ points? Person's also rocking some sweet like blue spandex.
Is this another one of Paul's bangers?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, he went back for a second.
No. Okay. Can we start off with what good is dumping gasoline on a fire? Like what good can come from that? Like
straight from
I know
a
this
jerry.
video's about to get worse, but like this video starts with a man dumping gasoline on a fire. Like that's just a bad idea. But let's keep going.
I feel like doing it from a jerry can is just like, why not just put it in a cup?
why would you ever dump gasoline on fire? It's just a bad idea.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
I guess
Oh
so.
no!
Oh my God, there's
Oh no!
kicking it around.
Get water!
Get water.
What are they doing?
You
My
know,
little
oil
sister's
fire.
neighbor's house burned down like yesterday. I feel like they were like, "How did it start?" I want to send them this video now.
Holy
Our neighbors are
fucking
kicking around.
Jesus.
Also, the fact that they're just kicking a thing that's on fire is insane. That thing could explode. It's full of like gas. Like I wouldn't get near that thing. I'd run the fuck away. A jar full of gasoline, that's a bomb.
They should
Make a
also, like,
Molotov
put
cocktail.
the shed out. This is
Well,
like, yeah, that was insane.
sounds like they're in Australia. Sounds like they're having some good times. If you want to go catch your backyard. Also, the fact that nothing else is catching on fire is kind of impressive. I see.
I feel like
the
a bunch of shit caught on fire and then just went out. I feel like things in Australia are just more fireproof than I feel like they are here.
Maybe it's not Turkish. Do you know that firefighter video though?
Which one?
Firefighter like sprays fire. It's like one of the early fail videos.
Oh, where he like flings it at the crowd.
Yeah.
I
Does
do
anybody know the
remember.
cue so I can search that? Firefighter
Maybe, like-
fails has to be it. Because I'm fighting people like successfully fighting fires.
Let's see. It was like a demonstration.
Yes, there is. Fire safety demo.
Yeah.
This is like one of the most classic fail videos on the internet. 16 years
Yeah.
ago, this was uploaded. Classic.
Jesus. That's how.
Bordeaux, Turkey.
And it isn't Turkey.
Hundreds watch a fire safety
Yeah,
exhibition.
dude.
Good memory.
The first demonstration doesn't go so well. The extinguisher seems to spread the flames better than it douses them.
Oh no.
Luckily, nobody gets hurt. Not yet.
Fucking threw the fire at everybody.
He throws it on like the guy who's hosting. Is like it's like an attack. I love it.
God damn, dude. Oof, I remember this video. What? Yeah, dude. It's super effective. He used
I don't know why I find this so funny, but this is hilarious, dude. I don't think anybody got seriously hurt. It's like he's literally throwing a Molotov cocktail on someone.
The firefighter strikes a match. He's in go.
I feel like you should really only bring the amount of bring your match to the fire once you've gotten the fuel, that you want on there, but not in your hands.
Agreed. That's pretty good fire safety. Anyway, let's do like one more video and then let's run right into JungleBri. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah. I can't read the chat because I logged in on the wrong friggin'. Like, if I want to read the chat, I'd do that. We have to see everything. So, if you all have been saying stuff that's funny, sorry for not reading it. This one's called Stranger, Funny and Awesome Things, the most enduring place on Reddit. It just says, There's just music.
Oh, damn.
That looks like a tornado.
A tent tornado. The fuck? That sucks. A lot of people are going to be sleeping under the stars tonight.
I wonder, is that like a music festival? I wonder if that even is.
It does seem like some type of festival, right?
Tornadoes are freaking scary, man. Like, I'm glad we don't live somewhere where there's legitimate tornadoes.
Yeah, although earthquakes are pretty intense.
Yeah, earthquakes are also scary. I'm not glad we live somewhere where those happen super frequently, but it is what it is. Pretty much the whole West Coast is subject to earthquakes. Let's see. Let me do webcam. Let me do one of these. Oh yeah, we got tons of comments. Looks like they're training, which is horrific. Pink shirt dude. That's for the fire safety one. Nope, that's way earlier when we were talking about other stuff. I'm not gonna try to read you this chat. I'm too funny.
It's natural selection, is what Priscilla said when we were watching the guys kick the fire around the backyard.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, that's a horrible thing to say. Because I don't think any of those guys died. Fortunately, none of those guys died. I almost said the opposite. It was like, I don't think natural selection hit them. I'm not rooting for anybody to die in fire accidents. That's my final stance on that.
Dust Devil. Yeah, that's like a small tornado.
I did used to like the Darwin Awards though. The like that book. The Darwin Awards is just like the dumbest ways to die. It's the dumbest ways to die or to not repopulate. Because that's the whole like survival of the fittest. So like most people die, but then there are also stories of people mutilating their genitals, which are entertaining. But it's like,
which is the kind of thing I'm looking for.
Actually, I don't know. Let's see if we can find a quick Darwin Award story. But there's a book that you can buy that just has all of them.
I'm also curious about JungleBri is gonna get deeper into his like exploit thing on his stream right now. One day.
Darwin Awards. There's nothing on YouTube. It's a website though. Okay, here we go. I'll share my screen really quick. Then we'll raid into JungleBri. I'm 80. Sorry, everybody. Is my screen big? I can't tell. No, it's not.
Oh, Eric, yeah, your screen's good. Eric, I remember those sites too. Those sites were fucking like nightmare fuel. Although in modern times, I feel like pretty desensitized now, since I saw that shit when I was like.
Oh, these are each their own stories. Let's see. You are wearing body armor in a war zone. You spot an abandoned MacBook. You want a MacBook. Where to hide it? With quick reflexes, a Russian soldier slid that MacBook into his chest pocket armor, replacing a ballistic plate designed to save his life. And then when he was shot, he died because
the
MacBook
was bulletproof.
Let's see.
That's not great.
Death by water bottle waterfall. In the 19th of April, 2022 in Italy, no water shortage in this Italian supermarket, where a sudden tidal wave of water spelled doom for a ransacker. The man, 46, was a well-known character of the city of Cattolica. He snuck into the back of the closed market on Easter Monday, and that break-in was last. He paused to enjoy a drink of water, pulling a bottle from a towering tableau, and the whole darn stack collapsed on top of him like a tidal wave. Employees returned to the shop the next day and were confronted by him dead underneath those crates.
Oof.
See, that's a more like Darwin, where it's like people do dumb shit and die because of it. I feel like, I guess the guy dying in a war is kind of dumb, replacing his armor with that, but that was more sad to me than dumb. Like, this guy's a thief and he died for being a thief.
I don't know. These they all have like that morbid undertone, which is kind of like,
it's literally about people dying, so it's more like that's what the Darwin Awards is. I guess maybe that I'm older, I find it less funny, but we had this book. It's like a toilet book or like a coffee table book. You just like open it up, read a couple, and then some of them are kind of funny though, because people are like doing just crazy stuff. Like there's a guy who like replaced his car engine with a jet engine. Like he just put a jet engine in like a pickup truck and just like flew off a cliff. Like his car went so fast that he couldn't stop it and like basically turned into a rocket ship. And just, I don't know, just interesting.
Okay, that's pretty wild. Yeah, that's wild.
But it looks like the Darwin Awards are not going quite as fucking strong. There's only been 5 in the last like couple of years. Anyway, let's raid into JungleBri.
People are wising up.
I rented Faces of Death at Hastings. I never knew it was Faces of Death. Was that real or was it not? I could never really.
That was definitely real. That was like a website, like an E-Bombs
like
World
snuff films.
There's also
like,
Watch People Die was a Reddit for a while.
Pain Olympics. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, Pain Olympics is pretty fucked
all
up.
That stuff. I hate all that stuff. Like,
like
whenever people are like, "Hey, check this fucked up thing out," I was like, "I'll go ahead and not." Like, I only ever saw that stuff against my will. Like, I'm never intentionally searching that stuff. And I know some people like the weird dark side of the internet, but that's like I've never been into 4chan or any of those chans. Like
I've seen this show. There is a show that's kind of like the Darwin Awards show.
I hate that show. That show just makes me paranoid because people die in such. That's not even like stupid ways to die. 100 Ways to Die. Somebody died.
That's true. A
lot of spider crawled out of a banana imported from South America and then poisoned them. And I just like I eat so many fucking bananas now. I'm afraid I'm gonna get poisoned by a spider every time I eat one. Like, fuck that show. That show is like it just makes me afraid to do stuff that I do normally.
The Darwin one, it's more like the people's fault usually. Like
that's the entire point. Is it's natural selection. If you're stupid, you your gene pool doesn't
That's
keep going
true.
on.
Yeah, I think I have seen a couple episodes of that Thousand Way to Die. It's pretty gruesome.
There is a bunch of weird, crazy stuff in there though. But yeah, I don't like that show because it makes me paranoid.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
just weird, crazy stuff. Yes.
Let's right into JungleBri. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll go live. Should we just say now 2 p.m. tomorrow, Max? Is that or 2:30? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, 2:30. I think so. I can have some time to eat.
Okay, so we'll say 2:30 tomorrow. I'll change the time. It's wrong on Twitch and it's wrong on Discord. So switch the time.
It's wrong everywhere.
Are we not following JungleBri? Or is he not live right now? Give me 1 second. I swear we followed him.
Yeah, I thought we talked about it at the head of the stream too.
It says we're not following him for some reason. Give me a second. Crazy. All right, now we're following him. I swear we already rated into him though from following him.
Oh, I thought so too.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow, and then we'll see you later, I guess. Also, we're gonna play Big Time tomorrow. So if anyone wants to join us for Big Time, wants to communicate about that, hit me up in Discord. But we can take 6 people, right? Or 4 people. So Max and I will be playing on 2 accounts, and then we can have 4 other accounts. So if anyone wants to do some dungeons with us, even if you're a low level, we're happy to run you through. You just have to beat past the tutorial. So if you want to play with us, make sure you get through the tutorial zone before tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. But catch y'all tomorrow.
At most.
Peace out, everybody.
See you.
Let's see what JungleBri is saying. Oh, I have a meeting.
What up, Caesar? Oh, and there is the raid. Let's go. Yo, thank you so much, Neon Space. Thank you for having me on today. Thank you for the raid. I had an awesome time with you guys. You guys are dope. I had so much fun chatting with you. I'm happy to talk again in the future. That soundbite rocks. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Fun fact about my raid noise, I made it with my friend Jay. The voice is me. He's a music maker. He's a music producer, DJ, just all around very skilled music maker. And so that is an original one-off. And again, I did the vocals for it. So yeah, I was so excited. We had so much fun making it. And I was like, I need just like a raid sound that just hits, because I had a really lame one before. So that when you compliment it, hits home because I made it. Zach Bonifer with dropping all the fire emojis. What happens if I hover over these? Sports 12K knocker jam. Nice. Sorry I was late. Did you get scammed? Yes, Meat Puppet, I got scammed. They took all my wax. Well, they took 100% of my wax and then returned 10% of my wax. So in all, I lost about $1,500 worth of wax. Hit us up next week for sure. We're down to hang out to hang.
Oh, I'm still streaming.